So first, let me ask you about what the hell is shitcoin? Is this connected to our previous discussion of the meme? Does shitcoin cover basically all coins that are not Bitcoin? Is it mean? Is it beautiful? Is it a mixture of both?
As with most things in life, depends who you ask. The most kind of enthusiastic and parts of the Bitcoin community, shitcoin is anything else, right? Kind of if you ascribe to kind of a maximalistic view of the world, shitcoin would be anything. If you look at people who I would say are Bitcoin proponents, yet see value in other things, shitcoin may be the bottom half of the other things, right? So I think, again, it's really important kind of who you ask is how you'll get that answer.
So there's tiers, and the way you divide those tiers might be different depending who you ask.
Ultimately, what it is it's a meme.
Yeah.
And it's used to articulate the idea that whatever you want to put in that bucket has no value. So shitcoin, right, are coins that have no value.
Yeah.
What is fascinating about it, and I think that, again, speaks to the power of the Bitcoin community, is there was congressional hearings a couple of years ago.
Oh, no.
And at one point, a congressman from Ohio, Warren Davidson, who was definitely open-minded and excited about Bitcoin, asked an individual on the Congress floor during testimony to talk about these other coins. And at one point, basically read into the record the terminology of shitcoin.
He said the word shitcoin.
I can't remember if he said it first,
or somebody else did,
or if the other person did, and then he repeated it.
That's awesome.
But he definitely he was trying to get that read into the record.
Yes,
for sure. And so you can imagine, one, again, the meme speaking insularly to the Bitcoin community was made him very well liked. But also, two, was it does go back to this idea almost of if you and I sat down with 10 CEOs and we interviewed each one of them, and then we went in a room and we deliberated and we said, we have to pick the person who's going to be the most successful. One of the inputs, not all of the inputs, but one of the inputs would be, who's the person who we believe has the best ability to raise capital, recruit people, and tell a story to the world that will get them to follow. And so somebody like Elon would probably be the best example of this. When you have decentralized products, you have no kind of leader, right? In the sense of somebody who is financially ascribed to be that leader and kind of the executive decision maker. So what you have to do is you have to look at these technologies and these communities and say, well, which volunteer teams or which technologies have been able to coalesce these groups around it and in some way build the same level of engagement and protection and things like that. And so you naturally get tribalism, but you also get things like shitcoin, because what it does is it's not only a kind of verbal attack towards others, it's a rallying cry for internal. What's so funny is that it was started with the Bitcoin community talking about everybody. But now you've seen adoption in other communities who use it, basically say, well, we're not a shitcoin. It's the next guy.
Yeah. I mean, the meaning, to be honest, it's sometimes misused. I think like with anything, it's like people adopt memes that used to be brilliant or still brilliant, and they're just not good at using them. So they become mean. But when you do it with grace, it can tear down an argument and at the same time have like love and respect underneath it. I mean, it's a beautiful dance they have to be good at. Like, people just can suck at communication, and even a powerful weapon like a meme in the wrong hands just fires in a way that doesn't get anything done. But this is like a war of humor and memes. It's kind of fascinating, exactly like you formulated, that there's asymmetry of power. So you have to have guerrilla warfare in this internet game, especially when there's no leader, like you said, in a distributed culture.
I would say here that is really important, I think, is from a society standpoint, we've become very soft and very kind of coddling, and not in a way that's like, I think people take this argument like too far sometimes, but what I mean by that is it's almost like if you're the person who holds somebody accountable, you become the bad person, right? If you're the person who says, hey, that's wrong, you're the bad person, right? And so in a world where I think in this kind of influencery, all positive, if you have any negative, feedback or constructive criticism, like you're the bad person, it's the ultimate echo chamber, right? And so I think that what the Bitcoin world does in some crazy, crazy way to look at it is Bitcoin is ultimately about truth, not about narrative, not about feelings or emotion. It's math. You look at a blockchain and you can prove something or you can't. And so naturally people who are attracted to that have a very similar approach in life, right? They say, hey, you made X claim, prove it. And as you can imagine, a great example is like the financial media meets Bitcoiners, and it's a bloodbath, right? In kind of the arena of ideas, because what do? The financial media is used to the soft, opinion pieces, etc. And Bitcoiners show up and they're like, here's data point A, B, and C. Here's example 1, 2, and 3, and you're wrong. And then all they yell and scream about is like, I'm wrong. Like, you can't say I'm wrong. And they're like, no, like disprove what I just said. And so you get in this like very, very weird world.
It's fascinating. It's a fascinating battlefield. But I do want to say I've been watching this. It's kind of interesting. I think that the pursuit of truth through like tearing down bad ideas can be done with grace. And to do it with grace requires a lot of skill. Like what people don't realize about disagreement, they think that disagreement is easy. Like they see the lies or the inaccuracies in the statement, and they just think they can say wrong. Yes, you can say that, but if you want to be effective, it requires great skill. Like you look at, I don't know, a beautiful verbal shit poster, which is Christopher Hitchens, right? It requires a lot of skill through your words to tear down an argument, to criticize, and to take a step towards truth. What I'm disheartened by internet culture, like the negative side, is people don't put a lot of effort in their teardowns. Like into your shit posting, into your memes, you should put effort and see it as a skill that you want to, if you want to be a part of this culture, you want to get good at it, like any skill. It's the 10,000 hours. Like improve, deliberate practice, self-criticism, all of those things. Just because you're anonymous doesn't mean you won't get deep joy and actually have an impact on the world if you get good at shit posting.
but I think this is really, really important, right? Because you're right in that it's all about intention versus action. If your intention is to tell somebody that they are wrong in an effort to get them to see the truth,
yes,
that's very different than if your intention is to tell someone they're wrong and hurt their feelings.
Yes.
Right. And so when you can unpack intention and action, you really quickly can tell what somebody ultimately is trying to accomplish. I also think that one of the craziest things that I've seen play out is memes. When I use that term, I'm not just talking about like a static photo, right? When I'm talking about these elaborate kind of edited videos and kind of all this stuff, when done right, it is the most articulate way to deliver a blunt message. And it's done in such a way that is humorous and entertaining, yet really hammers the point home. Mm-hmm. And so it's a skill set that many people don't have. I don't make those. I'm assuming you don't make them either, right? I see them. I share the ones that I like, right? But it does take practice. And you can tell. Look, there's people who are fantastic meme lords, right? And there are people who absolutely suck at it. And it's like anything. It's just, how good are you at communicating? And I've heard the idea a bunch of times, so I don't know who to kind of credit for it, but whether it's emojis, it's GIFs, it's memes, whatever, this is the extension and evolution of just hieroglyphics, right?
Yeah.
Like we have been doing this for literally centuries. It's just that now we're doing it on the internet and you can press a button and can go to millions and millions of people immediately.